We're in a situation where lots of people now are in a position where we're literally fed up of how society, is treating us. The cost of living continues to rise. However, our income doesn't necessarily follow suit. So, more people than ever are seeking other alternatives of how they can make a side income, or in lots of cases, people want to completely leave the day job altogether and start having a lot more time freedom. Financial freedom is fantastic, of course, but most importantly, it's about the time, and that time is, so that you can live your life the way that you want to live it. Okay. So no doubt, if you're watching this video now, look, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to talk to you today about a 3-step process. Okay. In order for you to go about leaving your day job as quickly as possible, we got to follow a process, starting with step number 1, which is all about mindset. Now, I know some of us might feel that we've already got the mindset. However, if you really got the mindset, chances are you would already be achieving the success that you ultimately really would like to be achieving. Yes, we might have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Millionaire Next Door, and some other books which, no doubt are great, and you're getting a lot of inspiration from these books. However, there's one thing, understanding what is required, and there's another thing, really doing it. We all know how to, to lose weight and become really healthy. That means, just eating healthy and exercise, and we all know how to do that. However, how many of us really apply that? And that's what this is all about, is really now understanding what is required, but not just understanding it, applying that to our lives. So that means actually really now becoming, that successful entrepreneur that has got the time freedom and the financial freedom. That's what you're tasked with. And it's not always easy because, you might have been living a lot of your life doing things in certain ways. And now all of a sudden, you're now having to do things, like this or like that. And it's not always easy just to change habits just like that. This is the reason why most people fail, because they do not fully understand what is fully required and who they need to become. Believe it or not, when you see a lot of these courses online, in terms of, how to set up an online business, how to, do the crypto business or the e-commerce or the trading or whatever it may well be, believe it or not, 95% of everybody who gives it a try does not go on to make a single penny. Now, look, I'm not doubting. I'm not here to put down the content that, people are buying into. At the end of the day, I don't know. But what I do know is that most of us do not fully understand what is really required. Because, yes, we might read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We might read some books. But then we may well come up with a lot of excuses. And the thing is, yeah, I want to do it. I understand what it takes to become very successful, right? I do, right? I really do. But the thing is, I don't have time, because I've got to do extra overtime at work. I've got the kids, I've got the grandparents coming over to the UK from Canada. I've got to take the dog for a walk. There's always stuff going on. And this is part of the reason as to why I'm doing this video, because, it's about really fully understanding that, look, none of those excuses are going to cut it. You've got to now understand that you've got to become this runaway train. Now, when I'm talking about a runaway train, I mean that, at the end of the track is your vision, is your financially free, your time-free lifestyle. And you've now got to be that runaway train of which you are going. Yes, you are going to have challenges along the way. Yes, there are going to be distractions along the way. However, we're a runaway train. So, what some of us might do is we might hit a problem, okay? So let's now just symbol that problem being a log on the track, for example, yeah? There's a log on the track, well, runaway train, but there's a log, yeah? So what we might then do is we stop the train, yeah? We stop the train. We then get off the train, yeah? Look, well, there's a log on the track, yeah? There's a log there. So what we're going to do, I don't know. I'll tell you what we'll do in true British fashion, yeah? Let's go home, yeah? Let's have some tea, yeah? Let's go and have some tea, right? And then we'll come back, and we'll try and figure it out, yeah? So we go home, have some tea, come back. Well, the log's still there. Well, yeah, I know, I can see it. But what we're going to do, I don't know. I tell you what, let's go home, let's have some dinner now, yeah? Let's have some dinner, yeah? And then we'll come back and we'll see what's going on then, yeah? We then come back, the log's still there, yeah? What we're going to do, I don't know. In fact, I'll tell you what, this doesn't work. I knew it doesn't work. I knew it don't work. Yeah, it does not work. So what I'm saying is that some of us will be stopped, whereas others will be on that runaway train, and we are going. We see the log on the track, and guess what? We go blasting straight through that log. Why? Because we're prepared to do whatever it takes to succeed. And when I say whatever it takes, I am talking law-abiding and ethically, of course. But we are prepared to do whatever it takes to get to that vision. Now, understanding what that person really looks like and how to really be that person is not always easy, because we've got all of this other conditioning that we've learned from many years. You know, we could be, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, and we've got years and years and years of conditioning, yeah? All of that past conditioning, which is not tuned in to being this runaway train and getting past problem after problem, if that's what happens. We might see the abandoned car later down on the track, yeah? Like later down the line, yeah? Okay, great, right, if we're that runaway train, we see that abandoned car, and guess what? We could go blasting straight through it, because that's what it's really going to take for you to get to where it is that you want to be. But I hear a lot of excuses. I hear, Jay, look, I understand what it takes. Yeah, I get it. But we don't always want to fully step into what that person really looks like. And instead, we will sit behind our excuses, and we will own those excuses. Like, oh, well, the thing is, Jay, I don't have the time, though, do I, Jay? I don't have the time. Or, you know what, Jay, I haven't got the money. Yeah, I don't have the money for the website, right? I haven't got this. I haven't got that. I've got to go and take the dog for a walk. There's always something. And this is it. This is what it is that I'm really trying to say here, is that, if you want that lifestyle, and believe me when I tell you that it is worth it, but you've got to understand that you've got to become that person that can go on to achieve that level of success. It's like if you wanted to be in the Olympic team, yeah, for whatever game, yeah, for whatever event that you may want to do, right? Now, who do you need to become in order for you to be able to make the team? You can't remain the exact same person with the same habits of what you've currently got and then expect to make the national team, right? You've got to maybe start eating differently. You've got to now start, exercising, changing so many habits, so that you can now stand a chance of getting in a team and then going on to win. Well, the same applies when we're talking about things like entrepreneurship, stepping out of your day job, what that person really looks like. Because remember, a lot of people talk about this stuff. We can all talk. However, not a lot of us really take that real decisive action and become it. Some of the time we've got a lot of fear. What are people going to say? Will people now start judging me? Because, Jay, look, I want to become very successful, but I don't want no one to know who I am. So can I do a business that no one knows who I am? We haven't made a real decisive decision that success is for us if we're saying stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, we've got a fear of judgment. Well, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, look, we want to get out there. If you're serious about success, then, well, come on, let's do it. Regardless, you will see, athletes and, lots of, people in the public eye that that they might have, criticism, they might be judged in a negative way. But guess what? Success means more to them. So as a result of that, they're not going to allow anything to get in their way. Remember, the more barriers we put up, oh, well, I don't want no one to know who I am. Oh, well, this and oh, I will, but that, Jay, the more barriers we put up, the harder you're making it on yourself to achieve what you want to achieve. Okay? So step one is always about the mindset. Google will tell you 80% of your success will come down to your mindset. 20% is strategy. If you ask me, I personally believe that 99% comes down to your mindset, 1% strategy. Because if you've got the right mindset, then you're going to do whatever it takes anyway to achieve what it is that, we're saying that we want to achieve. Okay? But there's a reason why the mindset is such a big percentage. And guess what? Most people, we've got good intentions, but we don't quite get there. We're only talking about, 5%, people that do a lot of these courses and people that really put their mind to it. We're talking about 5% of these people now really make it. Most people don't. You've got to make a decision as to who you want to be in this space. So that is always step one. There's a reason why I put that as number one, okay? Next up, we've now got step two, which is all about business planning and direction, okay? So yes, we've covered the mindset, so we now know who we need to be, but now we need some real clear plans in terms of, well, what business are you going to be operating within, okay? Now, lots of us like the idea of an online business, but, it doesn't really matter. Business is business. We need customers, we need a good sales process, no matter what it is that you want to do. Some of you might want to, start up your own, accountancy firm, for example, or a restaurant or something like that, whereas a lot of the people that we work with, all want to do maybe like an online business. This could be things like affiliate marketing. So over the years, this is where I first started, was doing things like affiliate marketing. I've sold lots of training on how to go about doing affiliate marketing over the years. But not just that, it might be things like setting up a digital marketing agency. It could be e-commerce where we're utilizing things like maybe Amazon or eBay. Other things might be to set up information products and sell those. So information products could be like ebooks or, online courses, things like that. Ultimately we just need to, you need to make a decision in terms of, well, what direction do you want to go down? And please do me this favor. Do not be trying to focus on, well, I want to do a bit of this, yeah, Jay. Or I also want to do a bit of this. And hang on, I want to do a bit of this as well. And the reason why I want to do all of these things is because I want to hedge my bets, okay? I want to hedge myself so I give myself the best possible chance of succeeding. That's the reason why I'm going to do all of these things, okay? Look, chances are, if you've got that sort of frame of mind, chances are you won't achieve in any of the areas because it's going to require a lot of focus, okay? It requires a lot of dedication. And if you're now trying to spread yourself, doing a bit over here and a bit here and a bit here and a bit here, then you're spreading yourself very thin. So as a result of that, you then don't go on to make any money anywhere because you've got so much different focus. Focus on one main area, one main thing. If you can focus on something that you're passionate about, then, then great. But it doesn't always have to be like that because, does your passion really pay? You're gonna, if you want to make a very decent, amount of money, you're going to really identify whether or not your passion really does pay. But if you can, work within your passion, then fantastic. If not, it's not that important, to be honest with you. Be passionate about the whole business process. Be passionate about leaving your day job and going on to live your financial dreams. Yeah, that's what I think would carry you very far from a passion point of view. Okay, now typically in most cases when you're starting up a business, ideally you will have a website. Okay, so if you've got a website, but we're not just talking about any old website. You're going to identify, well, where is the best place to sell your products? Is it from an e-commerce website? Is it going to be from a sales page? Is it going to be a normal conventional website? Are you going to be doing some sort of a membership? All right. So depending on what product that you're going to be operating with, the first thing, you want to think about is a website. Now, remember, when you're now driving traffic to your website needs to convert. Okay. So regardless, whatever it is that you're doing here, like I say, as I've mentioned, if you're setting up a restaurant, for example, if that's your dream of what it is that you want to do as a startup business, then you're still going to need to have a very, very, very good online presence. As where do we find, products and services nowadays? Every single one of us, including you, are Googling things pretty much every single day. If you want to find your local, hair salon, guess what? You're going to go to Google. If you want to find the local Italian restaurant, again, you're going to go onto Google, okay? If you want to find a product, again, you'll probably go onto Google or you might go onto Amazon, yeah? Ultimately, online is where it's at. And guess what? It's only going to continue in that way. So ensuring that you've got a good online presence, that is really, really, really important. Now, one of the things that people often overlook is having a high converting website. Okay, so yes, we can go out, we create our website, which is brilliant. However, how well does your website convert? Okay, so what I mean by that is, do you have videos on your website? Google will tell you that people are between 64 to 85% more likely to buy or use your services after watching video. So we've got to make sure that, we're utilizing things like video, but do you have a very strong call to action? Okay, have you got maybe like an opt-in form of where you can have like free giveaways, like little bonus offers if people enter in their details. The reason as to why you might do stuff like that is so that you can capture people's data, and then what you can then do is you can send people emails, again promoting your products or services on a regular basis. For example, just because somebody's landed on your website and they don't buy right here right now doesn't mean that they're never going to buy. So if you can maybe entice them to capture their data in some way and send them continuous reminders that you're here and here are the products of what it is that you do, and you can do that via email, for example, that's very, very, very powerful. You might also have other things like social share buttons on your website so that people can share your website all over their social media. That would just end up in you getting more traffic. Okay, so there are some fundamentals that are very important in relation to how to get things to convert on your website. All right, now once we've now really established what that looks like, the next step is all about traffic. Okay, we want to be getting traffic to your website. All right, now look, there's several ways of how you can go about doing this online. Okay, things like paid ads. Okay, so this is where you might use Google's pay-per-click, okay, or Google ads. Okay, in addition to that, you've got other paid ad networks, things like Facebook, social media, Instagram, TikTok even. No doubt you might have seen lots of ads on some of these platforms, of which, look, there are billions of people that use Google, and all of these social media platforms every single day. Your aim, no matter what it is that you're doing, your aim is to try and take a snippet of that traffic, so you're just trying to redirect some of that traffic, from their platform and try and direct people to you. That's the aim of the game. And using ads can get you right in front of your targeted audience very, very, very quickly. Okay. The thing is, the downside is that it obviously costs money. Okay. And you could end up spending quite a bit on ads if you do not really know what it is that you're doing. It's about targeting, okay, really understanding your targeted audience. But in addition to that, making sure that when people land on your website, as I mentioned before about conversions, making sure that you've got some really good copy, a really good landing page, so things convert that little bit better for you. Okay, so that's paid ads. And Google ads, again, it depends on what you are selling. It depends, because where are people more likely to go to find your product or service? It could be Google. So if your Google ads could be the best place for you to be driving traffic. But again, you might try social media, but do people go on social media to find an accountant, for example? So it may well just be using Google ads, but again, you got to test it. You got to test it. A lot of online marketing, there's not, ever really just a magic button. All you got to do is this, there's testing, testing to see, if it converts from social media. If you've got like an e-commerce product or like a social type product, that will work very, very, very well on social media, but then you've also got other platforms like even YouTube, you see lots of ads on YouTube, where, people are trying to get you into their courses and stuff like that. So again, you just got to identify what the best platform is for you. And we do that by testing, okay? You got to test it, all right? Now, look, other methods of how you can drive traffic is to get your websites ranked on Google, which is called SEO, search engine optimization. This is where you rank organically in the Google search listing. So when somebody Googles a product, somewhat similar to yours or something like yours, they might Google like a keyword, your website appears on the front pages of Google, okay? Now, Again, to get your websites appearing on the front page of Google, once you understand how, it can be easier than what you think it is, but then it also can be pretty hard as well, because if you're trying to target for keywords that are too competitive, like for example, if I was trying to target, a keyword, I've just created, for example, a new, PC brand, a new computer brand, right? And it's called Jay's Computers, right? And I want to now rank on the front page of Google for buy computer, hang on a minute, I want to rank for buy computer, hang on a minute, why is my website not ranking? It's like, you've got to be joking, right? Because who else do you think is going to be competing for that keyword? You're going to have people like Sony, you're going to have people like HP, you're going to have people like Acer, you're going to have people like Apple. Okay, and look, you can't compete with these huge players that spend tens of thousands of pounds every year on their SEO, and you're getting started and just trying to find a few keywords. You can't rank for keywords that are too competitive, for your niche. So you might have to start with being a little bit more targeted with your keywords, which means that they might not be getting as much traffic, but you can target several keywords. Okay, lots of different keywords, and that now builds up on the traffic. Okay, that a little bit more competitive, because the big boys, they don't want to play in that space of a search term that is only getting 200 searches a month. But you as a small business, that's where you may well have to start off. Okay, so that's search engine optimization. Then you got things like obviously social media. Okay, so obviously we know social media is very, very, very popular, and again, billions of people use these platforms every day. How often do you go on social media? If you're watching this on YouTube, chances are you're on social media right now. Chances are we go on social media every single day, multiple times every single day. Okay, so the trick is to create like a page or some sort of following. We want to create a following, okay? And we can do that by creating good quality content, okay? And posting good content. Now, typically how these platforms work nowadays is you don't always need a lot of followers to get a lot of your content viewed online, okay? Look, typically how it works is we need some followers. So I would always suggest maybe using some paid ads just to get some followers, okay? Because we need some. Because what will then happen is when you're now posting content, these platforms will now push that content out to some of the people that are maybe following you, okay? Now, if these people respond really well to your content, it then might push it out even further to people that are not necessarily following you. If they respond really well to your content, it then pushes it out that little bit more. If they respond really well, it pushes out even more. So this is how you can see people that haven't got a very big following at all. However, they might have tens of thousands of views or impressions, on their content, and they haven't even got a big following. You can even have people having viral content, and they don't even have a big following at all. So that's how it's done nowadays. But you got to remember, it's about the quality of the content. You got to give away good quality content, all right? That's what it's all about. That's the aim of the game, all right? So those are a few ways in terms of traffic. So, we understand the website. Sorry, we understand the mindset. We've now got ourselves the website. Now we're understanding a little bit more now about, how to go about driving traffic, okay? Now, that is step number 2. Now, the final step, step 3, and this is what's really now going to be the glue that now, sticks everything together. And that is ensuring that you have got accountability. Okay. So accountability, what I mean is somebody that you can report to on a regular basis in relation to what it is that you are doing. Remember, there is a lot going on here. You're changing aspects of who you are in order for you to now become successful as a online marketer or, starting your own business in some way. So it's important that, maybe somebody that has got what it is that you want to achieve, somebody that has already achieved the success that you want, and you've now got them holding you accountable. I wouldn't recommend maybe your partner or local friend that, you go out drinking with holding you accountable unless they've got what it is that you want, because they might not take it really seriously. If your spouse, is holding you accountable and you don't do what it is that you say that you're going to do, they might be like, oh, look, don't worry about it, because they don't want to upset you, okay? Whereas if you now go to somebody that you do respect a lot and you got them holding you accountable, you're not then going to want to show up each week after, being told some direction in terms of what it is that you should be doing. You then don't want to be showing up each week saying, oh, well, the thing is, the thing is, oh, I was going to do it, right? I was going to do it, but the thing is, you never ever guess what happened to me, right? So that accountability sometimes can really help, because it helps you move things forward. It helps you drive forward. If you set yourself milestones of what you want to achieve, and you're going to go back and speak to that person that you respect, you're going to make sure that everything gets done, because you don't want to look in their eyes as if you're not serious, okay? So the accountability is the glue. I mean, look, with some of the people that we've worked with over the years, you got people like Joy, who's got a very successful digital marketing agency, earning between £5,000 to £10,000 every single month. You got people like Paul, again, started with me at zero, in the day job, now doing as much as £20,000 every single month. You've also got people like Stas, again, started as a struggling entrepreneur, struggling, had a day job, worked in a car park, however, have now gone on to be generating in excess of over £50,000 a month. Okay, again, because he understood exactly what it took, following on from, understanding the mindset, getting some business direction, and then being held accountable, okay? And there's lots more people that I've worked with over the time that have now gone on to achieve the success. And what is the difference? The difference is the accountability. Having to show up to somebody each and every week, that is the difference. I mean, what we've done at Serious About Success is we've created a great community of like-minded people. So people that want to start, all starting pretty much at the very beginning, but they want to go on to achieve financial and time freedom, just like Nigel, again, one of our students who's doing as much as £10,000 a month, Jonathan doing £8,000 a month, Tamika, doing anything up to £10,000 every single month now, but again, a lot of these would have started with me at the very, very, very beginning. Now, like I say, the difference is accountability. The difference is, having to show up each and every week, to show what it is that you're doing and making sure that, you are getting stuff done. Now, regardless whether or not you use companies like mine or not, you got to find the right people for you. Got to find the right influences that's going to help influence you in the right way and help you to really get there, because it's not always easy. Yeah, it really genuinely isn't. Okay. Now, we also have a whole platform, as well as our great community. We have a platform of lots of training that you can see, everything from mindset training to how to drive traffic online, to money making strategies, lots of different things, how to go about managing your business. But like I say, the community aspect is absolutely golden. Yeah, every week we connect, we hold each other accountable. Some people join my program just to be a part of that great community. If you are interested in mentorship, please feel free to book in a call. There is a link around this video in the description that will take you to somewhere where you can book in a call with me, or alternatively, you are welcome to join our community on our school group. Okay, so go ahead and click those links in the description. Now look, let's take massive action. Again, this is your life. We've got one experience of being who you are. And the big thing for me is, I've never wanted to just, give my life away to a day job as such. I wanted to live my life, let my life be my own. Okay, now you have the same opportunity to do the exact same thing. So regardless whether or not, it's going to be with me or with somebody else, find the people that's going to help you get there.